Hey guys, thanks so much again for coming to my channel, and as you can probably tell by the title, I'm doing a first trimester recap and then the pregnancy tag. So I'm really excited to do this video just because I want to sit down and talk to you guys, and it's probably going to be very long and detailed and stuff like that. So if you don't want to know everything, then probably exit out of this video, because I feel like pregnancy is a time where you can just be totally transparent, because it's natural. Things are happening with the woman's body that, things normally don't happen to if you're not pregnant. So yeah, so I'm just going to start off. I wrote down everything that kind of happened with symptoms and what I want to talk about during the first trimester. So I'm just going to jump right ahead. So when I first found out, it was actually April 1st, which was April Fool's Day, which is pretty messed up. So I was actually talking to my teammate, actually team captain, about everything and how I was my period's kind of a day late. I don't think that I am, but at the same time, there's a huge chance that I could be. And I was kind of stressing about it. I had to go to work the next day, and I was like, I want to take a test. I want to go get a test, but Walgreens was already closed, and I know you're supposed to take it kind of first thing in the morning, and so because that's when your urine is fresh and everything, and so there's a less of a chance that you won't get a false answer. So I was like, yeah, well, whatever, maybe I'll just leave for work early and then I'll go to Walgreens and grab one. And then yeah, and she was like, oh, you don't have to do that, because she had one. And I was like, what? So yeah, so she had one, and I went and took that. Well, I actually was like, I'll take it in the morning. So I left her room and I actually went back to my dorm room, and for some reason something in me was just like, Caitlin, just take it, just take it. And I was like, you know what, I haven't really eaten or drinking anything for some hours now anyway, so whatever. So I took it, and I'm waiting the 3 minutes or whatever, and all of a sudden I see it, and obviously it comes up positive. And I was like, oh, immediately I just burst into tears. And it wasn't happy tears or sad tears or anything. It was just kind of I don't know, I just felt I felt everything at once, and I guess it was just such a and so yeah, so I immediately called her. I think she's on the phone with her mom, so I just run back to her room, and I'm like, oh my god, and she just immediately knew, and she was just like, that's crazy and all this stuff. And we just talked, and we talked for an hour or two after that, and it was pretty late at night and everything. But yeah, so that's how I found out. So since it was April Fool's, and I think it was 10:30, maybe 11 when this happened, Neal was in another town because he actually just moved back to Chicago, so we were doing long distance for a while. So I knew that I couldn't tell him that night because it was April Fool's, and that's such a common thing that girls do, hey, guess what, I'm pregnant, so I didn't want to do that. So I waited until midnight and I pretty much texted him, and I was like, hey, something happened, I kind of need to talk to you about it. He's like, well, I'm kind of out right now. I was like, okay, well, it's kind of a big deal. And I think he immediately knew that when I said that. And so he asked me to send him a picture of the test, and I did, and all this stuff. And I was like, but you know what, this is just one test. It was from my teammate and all this stuff, so I do want to take another one. So April 7th, yeah, Thursday, April 7th, I had told my cousin the next morning or 2 days after that or something. So she was like, you know what, I'll take you to this pregnancy counseling center. It's completely free, all this stuff. They'll have you take a free test there, and then they'll, go through the options and everything. Now, I didn't need to go through the options because I already knew what I was going to do, just because that's not something that sits well in my family with abortions or adoptions and stuff, because we have so much support in our family that we just kind of already throw out those options. You're going to keep it and you're going to raise it because you put yourself in this situation. And I'm not trying to down anyone who does choose that option, because you know what, that's not for everyone. However, in my family, that's just what we do. And so yeah, so Thursday, April 7th, we went, and we took a test. Well, I took a test. We didn't take a test. And I took a test, and it came back positive. And I think I have a clip, and if I do, I'll insert that now. The top is the control,
just to show that it's working.
Mm-hmm. And then
the T is the yes or no to your pregnancy.
Mm-hmm. And my line is pretty bold, so there's no question about that.
Definitely preggers.
So pretty much to continue off of that, Neal and I talked about it. We both knew like what we were going to do, so that's how I found out and that's how I told Neal. I actually wrote a blog post and I did my symptoms kind of week by week, and I'm not going to like say that all over again. With this, I'm just going to say the symptoms that I had and have so far during this pregnancy. So first one that I wrote down was just being tired. That's something that is like serious. It's like I would get up, I would go to class, come back, take a nap, eat, take a nap. I just didn't want to do anything, and I still like sometimes, like some days I'm like okay and I don't feel really tired and I feel normal. Some days I still do and I feel really tired and all I want to do is sleep. Next thing, morning sickness. So pretty much like I didn't have as bad of morning sickness as I know some women do, because I know that some women have it every day for like the first trimester. With me, I only had it pretty much 2 or 3 days out of the week, and a lot of times it's like I wouldn't fully have it. It's like I would eat and I'd take 4 bites and like I'd stop because I felt sick. Other days it's like I'd eat, all of a sudden I was like I gotta go to the bathroom, like I have to throw up. So pretty much what like morning sickness is, to like compare it to something, it's pretty much just like having a really bad hangover and being really tired, having a pounding headache, not wanting to eat anything, and when you eat you want to throw up. Like it's really similar to a hangover. Just think about that for like the entire day, several days a week. It's horrible. Next thing is just not wanting to eat anything, and even the days where like I didn't feel like sick and nauseous or anything, it's just like nothing sounded good, and that was like the hardest thing, because it's like I knew I need to eat but I couldn't, like just nothing sounded good. Next thing is pretty much what it kind of goes along with morning sickness. It's just really, really, really bad headaches. That's probably been like my worst symptom. I have had really bad headaches, and before being pregnant, I've never had like headaches where like I just didn't really have headaches. I would get headaches when I was like really stressed out or something, but that's it. And now it's like I have headaches all the time, and it's like you can only take Tylenol because all the other medicines aren't safe for pregnant women, and these are just, and Tylenol like did not work for me really. It's like I'd have to take 3 before I felt better. So yeah. Next thing is, pretty much now that I'm 12 weeks, don't have any symptoms. I'll get headaches now and then. Like I'll get a headache, but then usually if I pop 2 Tylenol, I'm like good. And I still have like some tiredness. Like yesterday, all I wanted to do was sleep. And now it's so weird. My gums have been bleeding. That's so weird. Like literally at first all it was just when I brushed my teeth in the mornings, like my gums would bleed, and I was like, okay, like my gums are just sensitive. Now the other day when we were at Cold Stone, which if you saw in the vlog, Neal and I went to Cold Stone when we went to the mall. All of a sudden, like right before I recorded that, my gums just started bleeding. Neal was like, open your mouth, and I was like, why? And he was like, you're bleeding. And I was like, oh, I was like, that's a pregnancy symptom. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. So that's really weird. Another thing is sore breasts and just my breasts growing. So TMI, but whatever. My breasts have been so sore, and it's like if I sleep on them the wrong way, I wake up and I'm like, oh my god. If like anyone just kind of like accidentally hits them, I'm like, oh my god. And of course they've been getting bigger. It's like I actually just went to Victoria's Secret and I got a new bra. No, I went to Victoria's Secret first, then I went to American Eagle and I got new bras. They were only like $12 because they were on sale. And I got a bra, but I got measured at Victoria's Secret and my boobs have grown a lot. So yeah. So those are pretty much my symptoms so far. So the next thing and the final thing that I'll be doing is the pregnancy tag questions. And like I said, I'm not going to do them all, but I'm going to do most of them. So the first one is, how many months are you? I am 12 weeks, which is roughly about 3 months. So I'm finishing up my first trimester. Second one was family's reaction. I kind of already explained that. Third question is, do you know the sex? No, I do not know the sex yet. It's too early to find out. The fourth one is, what did you want? Well, what did I want? What do I want? Whatever. I'm going to be happy with either or. However, I personally want a girl and Neal wants a boy, of course. That's usually how it is. 5, do you want more? Do I want more children? Of course I do, but right now I just can't even think about having any more kids. Like I just want to get through this one first. And I don't plan on having kids for some years after this just because I'm so young and I really want to be financially stable and everything, and it's like it's already going to be hard enough to take care of one. So taking care of two is obviously going to be harder. So I'm going to wait a little bit. Question 6 is, what is your biggest craving? And actually, I didn't have any cravings for the longest time until last night. Last night I was craving Shogun, which is a Japanese hibachi restaurant back in my hometown, like so bad, and also a sushi roll from there. I actually want to cry. So that's my biggest craving. Next question is, what is the best part about being pregnant? And I think the best part is just I feel like people are just very considerate to you. They're always like, can I do anything for you? And honestly, I just think that it's just, I feel, honestly, this sounds like so like cliche, but I feel more beautiful. Like honestly, it's like I was very nervous that I was going to feel fat and all this stuff, but like as I see my body changing, I actually feel prettier. I feel prettier knowing that my body's doing all these things to nurse a baby inside of me, and I think that that's just beautiful. Worst part about being pregnant is also the fact that my body's changing because like the morning sickness and all that, it's obviously a part of being pregnant, and just being sick because of a baby sucks because I'm like, why are you doing this to me? So that's the worst part. Do you have any names picked out? Yes, we do have some names picked out for a boy and a girl. Well, mostly a girl. We're kind of like very iffy on boy names. However, I'm not going to disclose those yet because we're not for sure. And also, I just kind of like want to get like Neal's permission to like announce those before anything happens, because I know some people are like, I don't want to like say the names because someone might take them and all this stuff. So I'm not going to say that yet. But we do have names picked out. Next one is, who will be with you during labor? So more than likely Neal, unless something crazy happens. More than likely my mom, unless it's like an emergency and she can't make it down, and probably I don't know, I could just say for sure those two right now. And what is your birth plan? I'm assuming they mean, am I going to go natural or C-section? And I'm the type of person that's always going to go natural unless I have to do C-section, but I feel like that's not really my choice. If I have to have a C-section, I have to have a C-section. So yeah. Will you film it? I don't know. Like, some people want to film it because they think that that's just a beautiful time, which it is. My throat's dry. However, I personally just don't know if I'm going to be comfortable enough having that being filmed, and I don't know if that's something I'm really going to want to look back at, because that's just very like up close and personal, and I don't even want to look at that part of my body and like see that happening. So honestly, probably not. Like, I'll probably film like before and after like everything happens, but probably not like the actual baby coming out of me. So yeah. The next one is, are you going to go natural or medicated? As much as I would love to go natural, more than likely I'll be medicated because I'm already such a drama queen. So it's like when I got my period cramps, I was like, oh, my period. Now it's like I'm already like very dramatic and stuff, even though like I feel like I'm not being dramatic because like it actually does hurt, and I just want to have people go into my body so they can see what it feels like and then like say if I'm being dramatic or not. More than likely I'll be medicated. Next one is, are you scared about labor? Yes, that's probably the part that I'm most afraid of. What do you look forward to after pregnancy? Just the whole entire like having like my baby with me is what I'm looking forward to, because that's just like, that child is mine, and it's like I get to teach it everything, and everything that it's going to know is going to be what it learns from me, and I think that's like great, but it's also very scary. But that's what I'm looking forward to. Will you breastfeed? I'm not sure yet. That's just my complete honest answer. As much as I want to, I know a lot of women say that it's very painful and it hurts, and then also it just depends on how quickly I want to go back to work and like my plans afterwards, because I don't want to be like leaking everywhere, because that's embarrassing. So yeah. Do you plan to work or be a stay-at-home mom? I plan to work. However, if Neal gets a amazing job or some sort of promotion and he wants me to stay at home, I have no problem doing that. But right now I plan to work shortly after, like within 2 months or whatever after. Will you make your own baby food? Probably not. However, I'm sure once baby comes and stuff, if it doesn't like the food and everything that I give it, I hate saying it, I'm sorry, but I just don't know if it's a boy or girl. So once baby comes, if baby doesn't like the food that I give it, then I might try to like Pinterest some ideas and all that stuff, but I'm not sure yet. And do you have nursery ideas and themes is the last question. And yes, I do. If it's a girl, definitely white, pink, gold, maybe some gray. And if it's a boy, probably color wise, baby blue and orange, just because I think those colors look fabulous together. But like actual theme for a girl, probably just like the pink and gold is kind of like princessy theme and all that stuff. And for a boy, I'm not sure. I really like the nautical theme, but that's more like navy and white, but I'm not sure. I have tons of time to think about that. Okay guys, so that concludes my first trimester recap and pregnancy tag video. I don't know why I was kind of confused on what to say. Thank you so much for watching and following me on this journey. It means the world to me, and I'm just so excited to be doing these videos. Please, please, please subscribe and like this video, and if you want, leave a comment with any questions that you have, or send us a personal email because that would be awesome too. And I know some questions you probably can't ask on a comment. I don't know what types of questions you guys want to ask. But yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!